So someone who doesn't believe in past lives can still have an experience of something that is not, say, a memory or a reflection of this current lifetime, and still not necessarily believe that it's a past life, but still work with the information that's coming through.
Yes. One way that I think about it, one way that I talk about it is I say, you know, you can think about a past life regression as another set of images that are constellating around the same issue, the same energetic pattern that you are experiencing as the issue that you're dealing with in this lifetime. For instance, I remember in one past life regression that I did with someone, this woman came in because she was having very strong OCD. And that's obsessive compulsive disorder. She had been diagnosed by someone else with this obsessive compulsive disorder. So when I asked her, what happens if you can't engage in the rituals that are part of the compulsions that are part of this imbalance, she said that she got very, very upset. And so that was interesting to me because when she presented in my office, when she presented herself, she was very buttoned down, very, very prim and very proper, very, very controlled, right? And as she talked about this upset, I could see, you know, she was really like, that was going to be a real problem for her if she wasn't going to be able to do her rituals around the OCD. So I said, look, let's just let us go into this upset a little bit as the basis for a regression. I didn't know where we were going to go. You never know where you're going to go. We're always in a state of discovery. So she did the regression. I helped her move into the altered state. I gave her the suggestions to go to the situation, time, or place where that upset first occurred or most significantly occurred. And she wound up in a situation where she was in a parlor with a young woman and a young man. And they were very definitely in a Victorian parlor. It had, you know, the rounded back chairs and, you know, a gaslit stove and gaslit lamps, and everyone was wearing Victorian clothing. And this was a person who absolutely did not believe in past lives. She was a very scientific, controlled person. So she was surprised to find herself there, right? And she said, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm a man, and my brother, this other man is my brother, and he's telling me that he and my fiancé are going to get married, and I am livid. So I said, okay, well, let's follow that anger. And she was red in the face, and she was shaking. And I said, well, let's follow that anger. So we followed that anger into, and I said, let's see if we can find a time or place in this lifetime. Let's see if we can do an age regression to this lifetime based on this anger. Because as I said, you can have the same underlying energetic pattern that has different images constellated around it. And you can access the energetic pattern, which in this case was the anger, through the set of images that is in the past life. Now, so we went ahead and we moved into the current lifetime where she was feeling this same level of anger. She was 2 years old and her sister had just been born, and she was outraged that her sister was getting all of the attention. And so we were able to help that 2-year-old understand things a little bit differently. And there's quite a bit of work to do there in the shifting of perspective. And then we were able to bring her back into conscious mind reality with that whole experience of having gone to a past life and then to the current life, through the process of exploring a relationship to an emotion of, it was upset at the beginning, but it was actually anger. And the truth was that she had absolutely no permission to express anger when she was a child, and she was not allowing herself to express anger either. And it turns out that the obsessive compulsive patterns were an effort actually to control the expression of the anger. And because she was so controlled on the mental level, there's no way we would have ever been able to understand the nature of what was behind the compulsion without going beyond the conscious mind, which is what we did. And once she had all of this understanding, we were able to help her work on understanding her anger at deeper and deeper levels, helping her express it, helping her drain all of the pent-up anger that she had had in herself her whole life, because she had been so compulsive and controlling on herself that there was so much experience, which is why she was suffering so much with the compulsions. And as the anger drained, the obsessive compulsive patterns drained. And we would never, and she would have, and she said, I never think of myself as an angry person. I never would have thought that anger was at the bottom of this. And of course, it was by going into the altered state, into the regression process, moving first into the past life, bringing the past life experience into the current life, and then using that information to help shift the experience of, in this case, the anger was traumatizing. She was very traumatized at the birth of her sister. She did not like it at all. So she really came to terms with not only that trauma, but other traumas as well.